And now back to Bobby Likis Car Clinic and your host, Bobby Likis.
And welcome back to Bobby Likis Car Clinic. Great program this morning. Call with your questions at 888 Car Clinic. On the line with us now, the hotline is Julie Kleinert, Chevrolet's Technical Fellow for Child Passenger Safety. Julie, welcome to Bobby Likis Car Clinic.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are most welcome. With the upcoming Memorial Day weekend and trips across town or across the country, our focus does turn to driving safety. Before we talk about the details of what Chevrolet and Safe Kids Worldwide are doing to help protect children's lives, Julie, share with our Car Clinic listeners and viewers, what is a technical fellow for child passenger safety?
Well, I am basically the technical engineering lead at Chevrolet for anything that has to do with child safety. So that includes making sure we are designing for car seats. There are lots of them out there, and they change quite a bit, and also making sure all of our restraint systems and other systems on the vehicle are going to work well, not only for adults, but for those kids who are going to be in and around our cars.
Well, certainly there's a lot of lives that depend on the engineering that goes into that. There are some alarming statistics regarding parents' use or improper use, as it will, of child safety seats. What do you think, and why is it so tough for parents and caregivers to properly install a safety seat and buckle their children in?
Yeah, our statistics say about 3 out of 4 car seats aren't being used correctly. And it's a complicated process there. You know, children come in various sizes. They grow quickly. And there are many different child restraints on the market to try to capture that range from the very small newborn baby up until the older kids who are in booster seats, and making sure that they have the best protection available in their car seats. But it can lead to challenges because things have to be changed, to adapt to the child as they grow.
Well, Julie, walk us through, for our parents, how to properly inspect the seat installation, just the overview, the general things that they might be doing wrong or might not know what to do.
Well, first, at Chevy, we really want to encourage all parents to go get their car seat checked by a trained technician. But until the time that they can, we've come up with 5 quick checks that you can do at home to make sure that you're getting everything correct. The first step is we want to make sure your child's in the right child seat. And there are labels on the side of every child seat. So check those labels and make sure that your child is within the age range, the weight range, and the height range listed on your child seat. And something that many people may not know is that child seats have expiration dates. And so check the label for that too, and make sure that you're not using a child seat that's past its expiration date. So that's the first step. The second step is making sure they're seated in the right place in the vehicle. We know that kids are safer in the rear seat. So at Chevy, we recommend that all kids under the age of 13 stay in the rear seat. Next, what direction should they be facing? Some child seats are rear-facing, some child seats are forward-facing, and the rules have changed over the last several years. Today, the recommendations are to keep your child rear-facing for as long as possible until they're at least age 2 or they outgrow that rear-facing seat. The reason for this is the rear-facing seat offers good protection for their head, neck, and spine in a crash, especially for those little ones where their spine and neck muscles are still developing.
I think that's one of the most important facets, certainly, is the age of development. And just in case, that's what the safety is all about, in case something happens that is unsuspecting, like an accident. Please continue.
Right. And then once they've outgrown that rear-facing seat, then you can put them in a forward-facing seat. One of the things we find that many people forget to do when they go from rear-facing to forward-facing is to use there's an additional strap at the top of the child seat called the top tether. It's really important to make sure you're using that top tether in addition to the seat belt or the latch system to attach the child seat when it's forward-facing, because that top tether will really help reduce the motion of your child in case there is a crash. And we want we want to limit that. We want to keep them from moving too far forward and help prevent any interaction with anyone else or anything else in the vehicle.
We're talking with Julie Kleinert, Chevrolet's Technical Fellow for Child Passenger Safety. Julie, give our Car Clinic listeners and viewers a few tips to ensure they're using the right seat for the age and the size of their child.
Right. And again, rear facing until 2, or they're too big. Turn them around forward facing, keep them in that forward facing seat until they're too large for that. And then the next transition is to a booster seat, which is equally important because adult belts, they're not designed to fit children as well. So those smaller kids are going to need a booster seat to make sure that the safety belts fit them well in a crash, and that's really critical. They could be anywhere between the ages of 8 and 12 before they're really ready to get out of the booster, and it's typically around 4'9" before they're going to be big enough to transition out of a booster seat to the vehicle seat belts.
So, Julie, is there a weight? Is there a specific weight? You said 4'9", but different children weigh different amounts. So, does the 4'9" overweigh the weight of that child?
Generally, the general rule of thumb is at least 80 pounds before they come out of the booster. But if they're 80 pounds and they're not 4'9", it's likely that the seatbelt's not going to fit them well. So, the important thing is we want to make sure that lap belt fits them well, can stay down low on those strong hip bones, which is where it's meant to be. Mm-hmm. And that the shoulder belt fits them well also, isn't rubbing their neck or creating any discomfort, because when that shoulder belt's not comfortable, they tend to try to squirm out of it or put it behind their back or under their arm.
Got it. One last question. If parents want a certified tech to inspect or at least assist them with installation or proper child buckling techniques, where can they go for help in their local communities?
Well, we're really proud to be partnering with Safe Kids Worldwide to provide car seat checkup events across the country. And you can find a local event or schedule a time with a certified tech at safekids.org is the website. And in addition to that, at that site, you can also find their Ultimate Car Seat Guide app. And this app has great tips on how to make sure you're doing everything correctly, along with photos, lots of photos and videos for those folks in the meantime before you can get to a check and have one of those certified technicians help you out.
Julie Kleinert, Chevrolet's Technical Fellow for Child Passenger Safety. Julie, thank you so much for joining us on Bobby Likis Car Clinic today.
Thank you.